nothing, I'm standing strong.
I'm Jenny. I suppose I have everything most women would dream of. An exciting job, a wonderful husband, Michael, and two gorgeous kids, Holly and Harry. I know I'm lucky, but recently I've been wondering if that's all my life will ever be. Then Lench Poofar came back into my life. Now this charming former business associate has stirred up feelings that frighten me and fill me with excitement at the same time. We've been meeting for 4 weeks now, and although we haven't, done anything, my feelings are getting more complicated with each passing minute. I'm back! Holly, Harry! Kids, Mummy's back! Michael, is anybody home?
Only me, Jenny.
Oh, my goodness. Lench, what are you doing here? Where are the kids and Michael?
It's all right, Jenny. I didn't mean to shock you. It was only meant to be a sexy surprise. Everything copacetic.
Well, it's lovely to see you, of course. I'm just a little confused. How did you get in?
Michael let me in.
Michael? Well, how? What did you say to him?
Let me explain. In my gap year, I worked in a vineyard in Vongole in the southern Pipolini. It was my job to finger the grapes and occasionally pop one in my mouth. One day, because I was inexperienced and foolish, I popped a deadly grape in my mouth. I would have died, Jenny. I would have died had it not been for a young man named Michael.
Michael? You mean my Michael?
Before I'd had a chance to swallow the tainted grape, Michael grabbed me hard in the scrotum, and I coughed it out instantly. We became the best of friends. But one day, he was gone. No explanation, he just left. I never saw him again. Until a couple of weeks ago, when I was Googling you on my personal, and Michael's name popped up.
Why didn't you say something?
I couldn't be sure if it was the same Michael. I needed to smell him or hear his voice to know, and I thought you wouldn't agree to it. But I knew your Michael was home this week.
Because I asked you not to call the house?
Bip. But this morning, while you were at work, like a naughty man, I did call.
Lench, how could you? What if he found out about us?
Well, I imagine he knows about us by now.
What?
You're not talking about Peter Gabriel's follow-up to the hugely successful So, are you?
Lench, please, this is serious.
Don't worry, Jenny. Your husband has no idea how I feel about you and your silly face.
So what happened? What did you say to him?
I told him I was a client of yours, and that I wanted to thank you for your hard work by taking you and your family out for a night of extravagant fun. I said I wanted to surprise you, so I would send a limousine to collect him, Holly, and Sancho.
You mean Harry?
Harry, yes. To collect Michael, Holly, and Sancho, and then I would wait for you to return and travel with you to the location of the extravagant fun where we would all meet.
Well, that sounds a little bizarre. What did Michael say?
Michael was very excited. He said you'd been under a lot of pressure recently and you'd appreciate an evening of extravagant fun. He thought you'd be tickled by the limousine tomfoolery, too.
That doesn't sound like Michael, Lench. Did he remember you from your gap year, the vineyards?
Well, I did ask. He said he'd never heard of Lench Poofar and that he didn't visit the vineyards of Pipolini on his gap year.
Oh, well, it must have been a different Michael. So what's happening now? Where are we meeting them?
Well, you don't want me to wee all over the surprise, do you, Jenny?
Look, Lench, it was hard enough having you as a secret part of my life, and now you're phoning Michael and organising nights out with my family without even talking to me about it. These are the kind of surprises I could live without.
I know, you're right, Jenny, you're right. I've behaved like a filthy uncle. But don't be angry. I think you're going to enjoy tonight. I think you're going to enjoy it very, very much.
Just please tell me where my family are.
As we speak, they will be sipping Red Square and Sunny Delight in my private box at the Ongar Palladium, where tonight there is to be a special performance by the Ronnie Size Represent.
What's the Ronnie Size Represent? Lench?
Sorry.
What is it? What's the Ronnie Size Represent?
I got something in my stomach, I'm sorry. You've never heard of Ronnie Size?
Lench! Lench!
I have got cramps. I'm sorry, I've got a cramp.
Come on, there's only half a page left.
You mean you've never heard of Ronnie Size?
Look,
I'm sorry.
Lench.
They won the Mercury Prize. What do you mean you've never heard of Ronnie Size? The Represent won the Mercury Prize. They combine banging and chilled beats in it. Avant-garde kind of jungle mix that's set to change the face of music forever. And if we don't leave now, we shall miss the support slot from the Bucketheads. I'm sorry. I'm ruining the play. Come, Jenny. We must leave instantly.
And Michael agreed to all this?
There's something you should know about Michael, Jenny. The Michael I spoke to on the telephone and the Michael I knew in Pippolini are one and the same.
But I thought he said...
I know what he said, but I'm sure of it. He's a liar, Jenny. A big fat liar, like the film with Frankie Muniz from Malcolm in the Middle.
I couldn't believe what Lench was telling me. Did Michael really know Lench? And why would he lie about it? And why haven't I heard of the Ronnie Size Represent? I was about to find out.
Oh, God.